Clara. Why the hell does a loser like you live in such a nice condo? It's not fair at all. Someone like you doesn't deserve to live in a nice place like this. You better move out before I get even more annoyed. Just seeing you makes my blood boil.
Oh, hey Kim. I was really surprised to bump into you earlier as well. Do you live here too? You must have moved in pretty recently. That was the first time I've seen you here.
No, I don't live here. The real estate agent was taking me around for a viewing. I was thinking about moving into that condo until I bumped into you. You've completely ruined everything.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand why you're getting so worked up. I haven't done anything wrong. Did I do something to upset you?
There's no way I can live in the same apartment block as you. It would totally ruin my reputation if somebody found out about it. You're so awkward to be around. I always hated it whenever you turned up to gatherings and parties.
Well, what do you want me to do about it? That was also a very long time ago as well. I don't think I'm the same person as you think I am. We haven't seen each other since we both graduated from high school.
I thought I finally found a great place to live. This condo was basically my dream condo. Everything about it was so perfect. But you have to turn up out of nowhere to ruin everything. Why are you so good at ruining people's lives? I want you out. Move out now.
I'm sorry, but I can't just move out of here just for you. Me and my family have been living here for a while now. It really shouldn't be a big deal that I live here either. You can still live here as well. We're barely gonna see each other anyway.
I don't even want to be anywhere close to you. Why the hell can you live in a place like that in the first place? I bet you found some dumb, ugly, rich man to get married to. That's the only way a miserable loser like you can live in a place like this. You disgusting gold digger.
Please don't insult my husband like that. He's a very handsome and wonderful person. I don't appreciate you talking negative things about my family.
Huh? Like I'm gonna believe that. He probably married a 60-year-old dying man just for his money. My husband, on the other hand, looks like a supermodel and has a great job at a famous company. My future looks so bright with him, not like yours. Our lives would have been even better if we moved into this place.
Well, I'm glad that you managed to find such a wonderful husband. There's really nothing stopping you guys from starting your dream life here then, is there?
You're the one stopping it from happening. You guys need to move out of this place and let me move in here. You've always been like my gopher ever since high school. You remember that I was the most popular girl in our class, right? You better continue to listen to all my orders. And I'm not going to accept you disobeying me.
Well, yes, I remember how I used to listen to everything you said, but that was because I was scared of you. I've always regretted not speaking up for myself back then. It's different now, though. We're both adults now, and I've changed. I'm not gonna let you just push me around.
Excuse me. Did you seriously just talk back to me? You have something you want to say to me? Come on, say it. I dare you to tell me how you really feel.
I'm not gonna listen to your orders. I have no intention of moving out of this condo just because you asked me to. I also want you to treat me with more respect. Treat me like an equal.
Shut up! I've had enough of you already. You really crossed the line now. I'll make you regret this so much.
Wait, why though? I haven't done anything wrong. I just told you how I really felt, which is what you wanted me to do, like you said.
Everything you've done is wrong. How dare you talk to me like that? You need to treat me like I'm your queen. Being equal? Are you kidding me? My life is better than yours, and we'll never be equal. It doesn't matter if we went to the same high school. You're still my slave, and you take my orders.
I'm really sorry, but I don't really want to talk to you anymore. Please just leave me alone.
So, now you're just gonna back out like a complete wuss? You really are pathetic. I've decided that I'm gonna do everything in my power to force you out of that condo. I'm gonna make every single day hell for you until you move out.
I'm not gonna move out. I thought that I told you this already.
Tell me which floor you live on.
I really don't want to tell you that.
I bet you live on the very bottom floor because it's the cheapest. I'll be moving into the very top floor then.
I really don't care what floor you move into. Do what you want.
I'm gonna make you regret talking to me like this.
Hey, my name is Clara. I'm 28 and I'm a housewife. I've known Kim since high school and she was always the popular girl. And I was just her little gopher or puppy or whatever you want to call it. I guess she still likes to call me her slave. I would come home from school every day and cry as I was always embarrassed and humiliated in front of everyone in class. She made my high school a nightmare, which was why I was shocked when I suddenly bumped into her after all these years. I wanted to show her that I'd changed, and I felt like I was talking to her normally, but to her, she thought I was talking back to her, and she didn't like that. I've been feeling pretty nervous ever since we had that exchange. I think that deep down, I am still really scared of her. Kim's always been pretty crazy, and I had a really bad feeling about what was to happen next.
So, guess what? I moved into the same block as you now.
Oh, wow, when did that happen?
We moved in around a week ago. I really didn't want to move into the same place as you, but the condo itself was so perfect. I just couldn't give up on it. It must be a pretty terrible view from the 5th floor. What's the point of living in a high-rise condo if you're choosing the 5th floor?
Wait, what?
I just did a little research on you. You live on the 5th floor, which is so pathetic.
It doesn't really matter what floor I live on, but why do you think that?
I saw you talking to the building manager yesterday. I eavesdropped and heard you guys mention room 503. Easy.
So what? So now you assume that we live in room 503?
That's one of the lowest floors of this high-rise building. It must be so dark down there. All the sunlight must be blocked by the surrounding buildings.
We get plenty of sunlight in our room, thanks.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. You know the gym in this building, right? I've been talking to everyone about you there. I just thought you might want to know. I've shown everyone your ugly graduation photo too. They were all amazed by how much you've changed.
Wait, what? You showed them photos from back when I was in high school. That's so embarrassing. Why did you do that?
I also made sure to tell them lame stories about you from our high school days. I'm surprised that everyone knew who you were, though. I guess your ugly face is famous in this neighborhood.
I've lived here for a while now and get along well with most of the other residents. Could you please stop doing this?
Why should I? I'm not doing anything wrong.
You have a child, right?
Yeah, I do. But what does that have to do with this?
I just don't think this sets a very good example for your child. There really shouldn't be any need for you to disrespect and spread rumors about me. We're both adults now.
There is no way I'm gonna ever stop disrespecting you. You're always gonna be my slave. I'm gonna order you around till the day you die.
I told you that I'm not gonna listen to you anymore. In fact, I don't want anything to do with you now.
You really have changed, haven't you? You never used to talk back to me like this. I guess I need to teach you a lesson. I'm gonna come over to your place every single day now.
I am not gonna allow you to do that.
There's no need to be shy. We'll have a good time together, just like the old days.
Don't escalate this any further. I've already told you that I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're gonna regret it if you don't listen to me.
Whoa, now you're threatening me? You're really getting ahead of yourself.
I warned you. Just leave me alone for God's sake.
You don't get to decide if I leave you alone or not. Is that clear? Clara, is it really true that you guys live on the 40th floor, the highest floor of the building?
So you found out.
I was talking to a lady at the gym and she told me that she lived in room 503. She then went on to tell me that you lived on the top floor. Why did you keep quiet about that?
I kept quiet about it because I knew you would react like this.
So that means I've been living below your floor this entire time?
Yeah, that would be right.
I can't accept that. This is just not possible. I want you to switch rooms with us, right now.
That's fine by me.
What? You're really gonna let us switch?
Actually, I guess we're not switching rooms with you. We're planning on moving out. You can take our condo if you'd really like. It's gonna cost double what your current place costs, though.
Double? Just what does your husband do? How can he afford such an expensive property?
He's the owner of a couple of large medical spas in the area.
Oh, right. Well, okay, that makes sense.
We're building our new house and it's finally done, so we're gonna move there. We were planning on keeping this condo as well, but you can buy it from us if you want.
I don't want your old condo, ew.
Your husband must be pretty successful as well, right? Most people can't afford to purchase a condo in this block.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself, I'd say.
I actually talked to him the other day, by the way.
You did?
Yeah, I introduced myself to him since you're my fellow high school classmate. He seemed like a lovely guy.
You better not have told him about our high school life.
I only told him how you always insulted me and used me like a toy in front of everyone. I also told him how you'd order me around all day and made my high school life so miserable. You went around telling everyone about my high school life. It's only fair that I do the same to you.
I really can't believe what you've done. What did my husband say? Did he seem angry?
He was talking about how he couldn't really afford a condo like this with his salary. He told me that you pretty much forced him into living here.
That useless piece of trash! I can't believe he'd tell you that.
I heard that he works a separate part-time job at night as well. He was saying that he desperately wanted you to start working as well.
How could he embarrass us like that? Oh my god, how dare he!
This isn't the kind of place you guys should be living at. The property tax is high and you're going to be charged with large expenses in the future for repairs and everything.
I don't need you telling me what to do. Stop giving me advice, you low-life loser. Just shut up.
Well, I warned you.
Oh, crap.
What?
Apparently my husband collapsed and he's in hospital.
He must have overworked himself. I mean, it must be really tough working both a full-time job and another job.
He's saying that he's gonna have to stay in hospital for a while. Oh my god.
That doesn't sound good at all, Kim. You guys aren't gonna have any source of income now, right?
Oh my god! What am I meant to do? This is all your fault. You never should have talked to him about our high school life.
Don't blame this on me. You've always been like this. Whenever something doesn't go your way, you always blame it on me. The reason your husband is in the hospital is 100% on you. I have nothing to do with it.
How dare you talk to me in that tone? You need to show me more respect.
I am not showing you any more respect as you don't seem to respect me at all. We're both adults now. We're equals.
Now you're being all arrogant just because you live on a higher floor than me.
How about you go to the hospital and check up on your husband?
What's the point in that? There's nothing I can do to help.
Are you really his wife? Surely you should be by his side and talking to him. How about asking him if he needs anything from home? He's gonna be in hospital for a while, right?
He can come home and get it himself if he needs something.
You really are a cold-hearted person and just evil, aren't you?
You just shut up. Enough about my idiot husband. We're gonna buy your place on the top floor if you're moving out. How much is it?
We're selling it for around $1.5 million.
$1.5 million?
Yeah, that's the price my husband set.
Then how much is the house you guys are moving into worth?
I think around $3 or $4 million. I'm not too sure about the details. Either way, I don't think you guys can afford it. Your husband is already getting overworked.
Well, he's gonna have to keep on working more then. I'm gonna make him do stocks so that we become richer than you guys. I just cannot accept losing to you.
Why do you care so much about winning and losing? This isn't a game. Anyway, I think there's something more important that you should be worrying about. The police are on their way to your place.
What the hell? Why would the police be coming here?
I heard that you've been vandalizing room 503 because you thought that I lived there. You've also been leaving bags of trash outside the room every day, right?
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
The family in room 503 decided to set up CCTV cameras and got evidence of you vandalizing their room.
Well, I only did all that stuff because I thought that you lived there.
So now you're trying to pin the blame on me again. Even if I were living in room 503, what you did is unacceptable, Kim.
They didn't really have to call the police on me though, right?
Imagine if you were them. A stranger comes over to your room every day and vandalizes the front door. They leave bags of trash outside the door, and sometimes they even come inside to break and steal things. I think that they have every right to call the police on you.
You tricked me into believing that 503 was your room though.
I did not do that. I get along with the family in room 503, so I must have mentioned it in a conversation somewhere. You were the one eavesdropping on me and got it all wrong.
No, Clara. I can't believe this is happening to me. I've always dreamed of living in a high-rise condo, and I'm just gonna get kicked out now.
Well, your dream life was very short-lived, and it's all your fault.
You're my friend, right? Cover for me so that I don't get into trouble.
First of all, I am not your friend. I've never thought of you as a friend ever since the day I met you. Even if I were, I still wouldn't lie to the police for you.
Please, don't say that. I've always thought of you as a close friend.
So what?
We're close friends, so I want you to help me out of this situation.
Like I'd ever do that. I have absolutely no intention of ever helping you out or doing you a favor. In fact, I never want to see or talk to you ever again. I'm never gonna forget the hell you put me through during high school.
I'm really sorry about that and everything else I did. You gotta help me.
There's no point in apologizing to me. You should go and apologize to the family in room 503, if anything.
Okay, fine. I'll go over there right now. I also want you to come with me, though.
Why should I do that? You got yourself into this mess. Go ahead and sort it out yourself.
Clara, please don't abandon me. I need your help.
Bye now. Kim was arrested and taken away by the police later that day. Luckily for her, she got away with a warning and didn't have to spend any time behind bars. However, she did have to pay the family in 503 for all the damage that she's caused to their property. Kim and her husband were already pretty tight on money, so it didn't look good for their bank accounts. They ended up having to move out of the high-rise condo as they couldn't afford the mortgage. They were also considering to get a divorce as they realized they really don't suit each other. On the other hand, me and my family are living very happily in our new family home. We decided to buy a pet dog as the front yard is very large. I'm also thinking about starting gardening as a new hobby. So cheers to a happy life. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and pressing the like button.
Are you really making $100,000 a year now? If that's true, I'll let you get remarried to Daddy.
And who are you?
Come on, it's me, the stepdaughter of the man you divorced a few years back.
Erin?
You can't tell me you forgot what happened 6 years ago. You don't remember busting out of the house in hysteric tears? I caught the last part of it in my phone and uploaded it to my TikTok so you can watch it if you want. Don't forget to like and share it afterwards.
You haven't changed.
Thank you.
Not trying to compliment you, but you and I have no reason to be speaking. I have nothing to do with your family anymore and have nothing to say to you.
Don't be so cold. We were a family until just a little while ago. There should be no secrets between family.
If you need a reminder, it was you that refused to accept me as your father's wife.
Really? Me? Do something that awful?
Your harassment of me at all times of the day drove your father and I apart, forced me out of the house, and led to our divorce.
I had no idea. You suffered so much when living with us, and I had no idea.
Enough with your sarcasm and pettiness. It's the past. I've moved on, and I'm going to go now.
Wait, I think I'm starting to remember some things that happened. Could it be that you were hurt by some of my sweet, childish antics? Like throwing the meals you worked so hard to make directly into the trash? Could that be it?
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Maybe perhaps when I dumped that soup all over the new outfit you bought?
That was more than one time.
1, 2, 6 times. It's all the same.
So you do remember exactly how many times.
Maybe when I accidentally bumped into you at the top of the stairs and you rolled all the way to the bottom like one of the Three Stooges.
I broke my right arm in 2 places and cracked a rib.
Oh yeah, and you couldn't move for a month or so.
Go on.
There were a few times I went into your room, borrowed some of your personal belongings, and sold them on eBay.
There was that, but that's not all it was.
Maybe when I took your wedding ring and 3-carat diamond engagement ring that you treasured so much and threw them into the river. Could you really still be holding a grudge over something that small?
Did you think I would ever forget being treated so poorly by someone I tried to be a mother to?
There was that time that I was on the verge of getting kicked out of that private school Daddy sent me to because my grades were bad and I had so many absences. So I blame my lack of concentration and attendance on the harassment my stepmother was inflicting on me.
Do you know how embarrassing it was to be called in for something like that with security escorting me and watching my every move in front of so many people?
Yeah, I had to tell them you were known to gravitate to violent outbursts when confronted with inconvenient truths, so I could win more sympathy from the administration.
I was on a watch list until you were kicked out of school and the authorities finally believed me.
That was hilarious. I still can't believe it took them that long to figure out that I was basically running a brothel out of the school's gymnasium. Good times, good times. Come on. You know how it was like being a hormonal teen, right? Show some leniency and just let it be water under the bridge already.
While I forgive you for your father's sake, I will never forget what you put me through.
Seriously? Even Daddy still blames me for you leaving and gets angry at me whenever your name pops up. What's wrong with you old people? Don't you know you're supposed to love your children no matter what?
Letting children get away with selfishness is not love. You were the reason your father and I divorced, and you knew what you were doing the whole time.
Come now. I really had no intention of coming between you two. I was just playing around.
Your unprovoked harassment psychologically traumatized me. I had to go to therapy for 2 years, and very little help because the aggression was so one-sided.
I am so sorry. Oh, I had no idea that would happen to you. I thought adults like you would be more resilient to a little needling from a child.
You feel no regret for taking away the happiness 2 people found, even when one of those is your own father?
Well, since the divorce, Daddy barely talks to me. It's kind of scary, to say the truth.
Well, obviously, we were happy when we found one another and tried so hard to make it work, despite your active sabotage. We tried to make you feel loved and needed, despite not being our daughter. You took advantage of our kindness and hurt us.
Come on now, Melissa. That's all ancient history now. Just forget about it and move on. You'll only find happiness by focusing on the here and now.
No one could or should forget experiencing such a horrifying past. I honestly never want to speak to you again, Erin. And I never would have thought that you would reach out to me after you got what you wanted with me leaving your life.
Look, I grew up as well from that time. I'm 24 now.
So you're a full-fledged adult now. Congratulations.
Truthfully, I called you because I wanted to tell you about Daddy.
What is it?
He caught some really rare disease, and it has him completely bedridden.
Are you serious?
Because of that, I'm really having trouble paying the bills.
What's going on? What happened?
I don't have any money since I can't work.
You're 24, right? You should be able to find some kind of work to help out your father.
It's such a pain and drag to go job hunting. Waking up every morning to go to work is like a form of cruel torture.
What are you talking about? Every responsible adult is doing that to pay the bills and keep society running.
How do they expect me to do anything with a paltry starting salary of only $4,500 a month? I would never work so cheaply.
You live in a house that's already been paid off. That should be more than enough for a young professional. Also, if you work hard and polish your skills, you'll get promoted and earn more over time.
What do companies expect us to be able to buy for less than $5,000? You can't even go on a decent vacation with that much.
You're an adult now. Save your money so you can get what you want then.
Nah, I just want to live as a parasite for the rest of my life. I don't want to do any work, but still be able to live the most luxurious of lives. I just want to have a huge chunk of cash to fall on me. And bam! No more problems.
You don't actually expect life to work out that easily for you, do you?
Well, it seems to have worked out pretty well for you, hasn't it? Is it true that you really are pulling in $100,000 a year?
I see what you're after. That's the real reason you decided to reach out to me after all this time?
Please, come back, Melissa. If you don't come back, I'm going to be in so much trouble. If you don't, I'm going to have to resort to looking for more sugar daddies to make ends meet.
What? Are you serious?
Just don't tell Daddy what I'm doing, okay?
Wait, no one wants you to do that.
Well, I can make about $1,000 a month per mark. If I push myself, I should be able to pick up 6 or 7 Joe Schmoes a month.
You need to stop doing that immediately. Please, clean up your act and find a career you can talk about in polite company. It may be easy money now while you're young and pretty, but you're going to hit a wall when age begins to take a toll on your body.
I may rethink it if you agree to remarry Daddy, though.
What are you talking about? You know that's not going to happen.
Could you at least lend me some money so I can afford a surgery for my daddy?
Is it really that serious?
$5,000 is all I ask.
That's a lot of money to pull together on such short notice. Is it an emergency?
There's no one else I can turn to or rely on for this. You're the only person I can trust here.
What about Al's family? I'm sure they would be glad to help you out.
They've just abandoned us.
Why? He was always so close to them.
Look, I promised to start looking for a steady job and walk the straight path from here on out. I also promised to not cause trouble for you anymore. This is my only and last request to you. But not for me, for your ex-husband.
All right. I'll wire you the cash for his surgery, but you promise to get a job and pay back every penny, all right?
Of course. You know you can trust me.
You also need to become more independent to take stress off your father.
Yes, I got it. I'll DM you my account information after this.
Make sure you take care of your father while he recovers from the surgery and goes through rehab.
You can count on me.
My name is Melissa, 40 years old with one failed marriage under my belt. I met my first husband around 10 years ago through a mutual acquaintance and married soon afterwards in a whirlwind romance. Only to go through a divorce 6 years ago. The person on the other side of this WhatsApp conversation is my ex-husband's daughter, Erin. As you can probably tell from our conversation, she has quite the capricious disposition, and I suffered greatly from her covert and overt harassment methods. It was because of her treatment of me that I was forced out of their house and led to my divorce with her father. After experiencing such a terrible history at her hands, I was absolutely shocked to receive a message from her, of all people. The man I divorced was in no way a bad person. He is a serious, hard-working engineer that is honest almost to a fault. Since we didn't split on bad terms and I had no hard feelings toward him in any way, I always wondered what had become of him and if he was doing well. Because of my curiosity about his well-being, I forced myself to keep my cool when talking to Erin. That girl, Erin, then went on to do something unbelievable and cause a whole new set of issues.
Come here and make me something to eat.
Erin?
I haven't eaten anything for 2 whole days. At this rate, I'm going to starve to death.
What is going on? How did that happen?
Cooking is such a pain to do, especially the shopping, cutting stuff, washing the dishes. I've only been eating boxed and bagged snacks for the last week or so, and I'm sick of it. At least when you were around, good food would show up without me having to do anything.
What do you mean starving? If you have snack foods to eat, you, at the very least, won't starve.
Whatever, just hurry up and come here. I also need you to clean my room because it's a total mess.
Do it yourself. I am not your maid or servant and never was.
You're so selfish. I can't believe you would let your cute daughter suffer the indignity of starvation.
Putting that aside, how's Alan doing? I assume the surgery went well?
Daddy's the picture of health. Why do you ask?
You said that he was bedridden with a terrible disease and needed a surgery to help him recover, right?
Oh yeah, I said that, didn't I? Don't worry, that was just a lie.
What? So what happened to that $5,000 that I sent you for the surgery?
I used that to go out clubbing and drinking with my friends. That's a night I'll never forget. We got so wasted and I had so much fun knowing our dime wasn't on the line.
I can't believe you. Why would you lie about something so serious?
Daddy won't give me an allowance anymore when I ask for it. Saying something about working for my bread or some nonsense like that. I wasn't really paying attention, but I really just wanted to go out and have a little fun. Why does he have to be so stingy? So I turned to someone who has more money than they know what to do with.
So you lied straight to my face because you refused to act like an adult, I see?
You're living the high life now and don't need to worry about money. So what's the harm in sponging a little off you? So I thought, conning you out of 5 Gs is something you could blow off without much thought. So I believed, thank you, Mom.
You are incorrigible and unbelievable. What about finding a job? Did you even do that?
Of course not. Why would I do something so unfulfilling and unbearable when I have a sweet sugar mama right here waiting for me?
You made a promise to me, right? Did you forget that?
No, but you should know how hard it is for people to find jobs in these times. So why bother trying when my chances are so low?
At least show me that you've been trying to fulfill your end of the bargain. Show me your resume, and I can give you some advice on how to make it pop.
Ugh, you're starting to sound like Daddy, and that makes me sad. He keeps yelling at me to become independent and self-sufficient, or other dumb things like that. I feel like I might have a nervous breakdown with all the stress you and him are putting on me.
Your father is right, as usual, on that point.
That's not the only thing that's giving me a headache. Get this, he's planning on getting remarried. Can you believe him?
I see that as a good thing. I'm glad that he's moving on and trying to find happiness.
Uh-oh, do I detect someone trying to hide their jealousy behind the camouflage of self-delusion?
Not at all. It's been 6 years and we're both adults. Why would it be strange if either one of us had potential marriage prospects lined up?
There you go again, trying to hide your pain and jealousy by pretending to be an adult about things. You really want to get back together with my dad again, don't you?
Again, not in the slightest. I have my life to live, and Al has every right to live the way he wants as well. We enjoyed our time together, but due to you, things didn't work out. I honestly wish for him to find the peace and happiness he deserves.
Well, I don't like it one bit. I refuse to accept that woman.
What's the matter with you? Can't you let your own father be happy?
She's so plain and ugly. And worst of all, she's poor.
Don't be so shallow and materialistic. You have no right to impose your own values or judgments on what your father chooses to do after he worked so hard to raise you. Also, none of those things you mentioned reflect who the person is on the inside.
I think someone as beautiful and good at housework as you is the right match for him. I wouldn't have to be embarrassed by her being around if you were there instead.
Please, think about your father's happiness.
I decide who Daddy marries, and I choose you.
What is going on in that beautifully empty head of yours?
When he gets married, I have to share my house with a complete stranger. I cannot stand doing that again.
Well, then you need to learn from what happened when I was living with you two and avoid doing everything you did to me. You need to put forward effort to make the household happier for everyone involved, or you can move out on your own.
This is my house.
No, it's your father's.
Then I'm moving out.
First, you'll need to find a job. Then you can take the next step.
No, I'm moving to your place.
Are you out of your mind?
I won't have to cook or clean anything, and you'll give me everything I want.
Use your common sense. You know that's not going to happen.
I need a mommy to take care of me.
You don't want a mother. You're just looking for an ATM.
Well, I've already decided to move to your place, so that's final. And to prepare for the move, I went out and bought a new set of Louis Vuitton bags.
No, how can you afford that?
I just used my credit card. You'll help me pay it off, right? Daddy's being a misery again and won't pay off my card anymore. But if I live with you, you can pay off all my back payments too.
I will not pay a single cent. How can you really think I will do anything for you?
Mommy, can you also get me a Mercedes-Benz to drive around town? I've always wanted to drive one, a red one. Please and thank you.
I will not pay for anything, and stop calling me your mother.
Come on, you don't need to sound so angry. I promise to take good care of you when you get old. How does that sound?
This is a waste of time and has nothing to do with me anymore. I have my own life to live now, and you do not factor into it. I always held out hope that you would grow out of your selfish behavior and make your father's life easier, but I see that has not happened. I will no longer communicate with you anymore.
There you go with those empty threats again. You and I both know that you really want to drop everything and take this cute stepdaughter into your arms.
You couldn't be further from the truth. Please, stop deluding yourself. It's getting embarrassing to hear this.
Don't take it out on me. Your rival is Daddy's new fiancée, not me. But don't worry, I'll drive her out of the house like I did with you.
Erin, no! Erin! Erin!
Hey, Mommy. Just got my new Benz. Don't forget to pay off that loan for me.
What are you talking about?
Don't you remember? Last time we spoke, I told you to pay off my credit cards and get my car loan payments.
And I told you that I won't pay for anything, right?
You're making $100,000 a year, right? So what's the problem then? You got the cash and I have the drive to spend it. It's a win-win situation.
That income is my husband's income, not mine.
What?
My husband is the wealthy one. Because of that, I live a luxurious life with no worries.
That's not what I heard. That can't be right. How dare you remarry when you have my daddy and me?
I met my current husband 3 years ago, and we got married a year ago.
You cheating wench!
Calm down. There's no reason to be calling me that.
Whatever. So you have a new man now.
Wow, that's a turnaround that would even throw LeBron.
That doesn't change the fact that I'm coming to live with you.
You're still going on about that?
The Hamptons, Upper East Side, where are you now? I'll grab an Uber and be there in 2 shakes.
Côte d'Azur.
Where? Is that in Jersey?
Geography was never your strong suit, was it? The French Riviera?
French fries? What?
I feel bad Al wasted all that money on your schooling. I live in southern France now, in a villa just outside of Nice.
A village that's not very nice? Why would a rich person live there?
I'm screen capping this.
I don't understand. Don't make fun of me.
This is a view from where I'm sitting now.
That is so unfair. I want to live there too.
It really is wonderful.
How do I get there?
You'll need a passport, and I know you can't get one because of your rap sheet.
Overseas?
The man I got married to has a daughter a little younger than you.
A stepdaughter?
Yeah, she is so cute. Not just the way she looks, but her character too. It's just too sweet. I can pamper her like she was my real daughter because she is so wonderful.
What is with that? You're making me so jealous. That isn't any fun at all.
She accepted me as family member right off the bat when we were first introduced to one another by my new husband. Unlike someone else who treated me like an indentured servant from the get-go, and went out of her way to make every day a living nightmare.
That was just a little rebellion all teens go through. A cute, slip hormonal teens sometimes go through and should be forgiven as soon as possible, right?
She loved my cooking so much that she is now studying to become a chef. She now makes fabulous meals for the three of us and helps me out around the house with a smile.
What is that? Some kind of perfect cyborg?
We sing together when cooking and cleaning as a team, so it's actually fun to do those chores. In fact, they don't even feel like chores anymore. My husband said he would rather stay home listening and watching to us do things around the house than doing anything else.
There is no way such a perfect family scene exists.
I thought so too. It still feels like a dream with how wonderful and peaceful my life is now. Oh, and the 100K rumor you heard about is just the pocket money that he insists I have access to at all times.
Cash?
Yeah, it can be a pain to have so much, but he insists that cash payments make everything go faster.
On you all the time? That can't be safe.
I thought so too, but he has a shadow security detail around me and our daughter at all times.
Did you marry into the mafia?
No, he comes from old money, really old money. And he invested his estate so well that he's more than triple his original worth. For my birthday, he reserved the entire Coach store for the day and let me choose whatever I wanted in any amount since they're my favorite brand.
Unbelievable. I thought that only happens in the movies.
He didn't want me to be stressed out choosing stuff because that store can really be busy during the tourist season. That coincided with my birthday. These are real deal, not like the knockoffs you had to settle for because you had no self-control.
I get it. Your husband is loaded. Lay off already.
My daughter took me to dinner at a 3-star Michelin restaurant that evening, too.
Of course rich kids can do things like that.
No. She reserved the table 4 months in advance, even before her father and I had married. She then worked to save up money so she could pay for everything herself, all to thank me for showing her the path she's following now.
Why are you talking about how she's so great? How do you think that makes me feel?
She's also promised to take care of me even in my old age and said she would never leave me alone.
I promised the same thing to you.
And only one of those promises is trustworthy and was made with no expectation of material return. I had no idea I could feel such bliss. I sometimes feel sorry for my husband because I spend so much time with our daughter. But he says it makes him happy to see the two of us happy together.
This is so unfair.
Because of you, I had to divorce Al, but now I see that it was all for the best as I found my happily ever after.
It's not fair. You being happy isn't fair. What about me? I'm going to be all alone. Who's going to take care of me and make me happy?
You gotta find a way to make yourself happy, sans the cost to others' happiness. Your selfish actions in purposefully impeding the happiness of others is coming back to bite you now.
But I have no money source now. What am I going to do? I'm at rock bottom now.
You're 24 now. Are you now ashamed to be leeching off your father at that age? And using such unscrupulous lies to con me out of money? That is lower than low. How dare you use your father's health to cheat people?
It was just a little white lie. How does that hurt anyone?
I've contacted the relevant authorities about your little con game. Since you pulled us while I'm in France now, it's an international affair with Interpol and the FBI working together.
Why would you do that? I don't want to go to jail.
I will also be contacting your father and telling him everything that happened in addition to your escort income.
You wouldn't dare. Please, no, anything but that. If he finds out, he'll kick me out for sure.
Then I guess you have no choice but to become homeless.
I can't live under a bridge. How will I charge my phone?
That should be the least of your worries. You'll have plenty of time to understand the consequences of your actions.
I'm sorry, please forgive me.
That's hilarious, but too little too late. You should have thought about that before things went this far.
I apologize. Please don't let them take me away.
And the gall to push your credit card and your car payments on me? Did you actually believe I would pay?
Please forgive me. I don't want to leave my home.
Get ready to face a life of debt. You had a cushy ride for 24 years. Now you get to work for your bread.
Please, no. Save me. I promise to change. I'll get a job. Melissa? Melissa?
Erin was arrested on extortion charges, and more evidence of her little harmless crimes came to light. She was released on $10,000 bail and barely escaped jail time. Alan, her father, found out about this and blew his lid. He immediately kicked her out his house and wrote her out of his will. With no money and nowhere to go, Erin was left to pay off her car loans and credit card debt alone. On top of that, she still had to pay back the money she borrowed from me. In order to make a dent in the debt she accrued, she had to get a job as a housekeeper. It seems like she's working from break of dawn till midnight to earn enough to make ends meet and keep the interest payments from growing. Her father had a guilt-free wedding and is starting anew with his new wife and are already expecting a new addition to the family. I live in the wonderful climate of the French Riviera with my husband and daughter, having the most perfect and peaceful of lives. When are you going to get the message? Termites like you need to get out.
Faye? Did you mean to send this message to me?
Yeah, I did. Don't think I sent you this as a mistake. You're a termite. You're not welcome.
I don't know what brought this on, but isn't that a bit too mean? I thought you accepted me into the family. I didn't know that you felt that way about me. I wouldn't have married Mark if I knew you didn't approve of me.
Well, now you know. Will you get out then?
I might, but first I want to know why. Was it something I said or did that you didn't like?
You should know already, but I guess you need me to spell it out for you. Fine, I will. You were just fired, right? Do you know how bad that makes you look and makes us look by association? I don't need an unemployed daughter-in-law that lazes around and does nothing.
Please, Faye, let me explain. I wasn't fired. I quit. And I didn't just up and quit my job without a plan. I quit so that I could become independent. I'm going to start my own business.
Oh, don't lie to me. It's not going to do you any good. You're just embarrassing yourself even further.
Why won't you believe me? What do I have to do to prove it to you?
Nothing, because I've been on to you from the start. You quit your job while Mark is working overseas, and you plan to just mooch off him for the rest of your life. My poor boy has no idea what he got himself into. Well, I'm not going to let that happen. Not on my watch.
I never planned to depend on Mark. At the same time, I'm not going to refuse his help. We're married, and it isn't wrong for him to help me. Just like I would help him if he was in the same position as me.
See? You admit it. You're going to leech off of him. You're just a pest that needs to be terminated. You better move out of the house right now before I come and throw you out myself.
Please stop talking like that.
If you want me to stop, then you better find some work pronto. You better bring money into the family again if you don't want me thrown out by the end of the week.
I am. I'm getting ready to launch my own design firm.
There's that lie again. You're just going to keep using that excuse until God knows when. You haven't even left your room in what seems like weeks. What could you possibly be doing in there? I bet you're just shopping.
We talked about this before. As long as I have a computer and internet, I can work anywhere I want.
So what? You think that makes you better than everyone else? That's not a proper job, it's shady.
There is nothing shady about it. I've been working at a company and going into the office up until a while ago, but my plan was always to work from home. It's going to be better this way.
I don't care if it's better or the internet or whatever. Working from home means no set schedule, and that's very unstable. You might as well be unemployed. Freelancing isn't a proper job either.
But I'm not freelancing. I'm just setting up my own schedule, but there's nothing particularly unstable about my business model.
Fine. I'll accept this work from home travesty on one condition. I want a grandchild. You need to have a baby and fulfill your duty to this family. Only then will it make sense for you to work from home.
A child is in the plan, but it's about timing. It just isn't a good time right now for me to have a baby.
You have an excuse for everything, don't you? You're just talking back at this point. My poor son is too gentle and kind. He got tricked by a witch like you.
That's not a nice thing to say, Faye. I didn't trick anyone.
Oh, be quiet. Don't act all righteous. If you're not going to listen to what I say, then we don't need you in this family. Go away!
My name is Shelley Fisher. I'm 33 years old. I've been married to my husband Mark for 3 years, but he currently works in Europe. I live with my mother-in-law and sister-in-law in the house that my husband grew up in. The three of us share the whole house. I've been doing my best to keep living together in peace, but due to my decision to quit working at my old design firm and start my own, that peace that I worked so hard to keep fell apart. Faye, my mother-in-law, does nothing but insult me and threaten to kick me out. I've taken as much as I can handle, and I'm starting to think that it would be better if I just moved out. But I can't. I promised my husband that I would stay at that house and take care of his mother until he returns home. Even though my sister-in-law Lisa lives with us, she doesn't take care of her own mother. Mark has been worried about his mother since his father died a year ago, so I have no choice but to stay in that house and endure the insults until my husband comes back. I try to let whatever Faye says to me to just slide off my back. However, I am close to my limit, and nothing could prepare me for what she did next.
Hi, Shelley. How's your vacation? Hope you're enjoying it even though you don't deserve it. Only a good-for-nothing layabout takes a vacation when they don't even work. But do you know what? I am very happy today because I'm finally rid of you. We've moved out of that house. We don't live there anymore, and neither do you.
What are you talking about?
My family isn't wealthy enough to house useless people like you.
I don't want to get into that right now, but it wasn't me who asked to live with you.
And you think that makes you better? Anyway, I'm just messaging you to let you know that your stuff was in the way of us moving out, so I took the liberty of throwing everything out the window.
What? What did you throw out the window? You better tell me now.
Everything that was in your room, including your computer, and all those papers that you scribbled and drew on. There were so many, and they were scattered all over the place. It took me forever to recycle it all.
They were not scattered all over the place. They were all neatly placed in binders.
Oh, were they? Well, they went all over the place when I started to throw your things out.
Those papers are extremely important for my work. Why did you throw them out without telling me? Wait, I locked my room. I made sure of that before I left. I'm the only one with the key. How did you get in?
Oh, that flimsy thing broke with one kick. It was almost as useless as you.
What the hell? It was a proper lock. Are you a gorilla?
What did you just say to me?
There is something really wrong with you. A normal 60-year-old woman could not kick down a locked door.
It's not my fault it was so flimsy. Maybe if you had a proper job, you could have afforded a stronger lock. Oh, I think I hear thunder. It's starting to rain, and quite hard, too.
Are you kidding me?
Your computer is going to be completely soaked. I suggest you hurry back and save your computer before that happens. Oh, wait, you can't. You're with Mark right now in Belgium. Isn't that just too bad?
Save your acting for someone else. It's It's embarrassing.
You're embarrassing. You're an embarrassment to this family. People laugh when they hear that my daughter-in-law locks herself in her room and draws on her computer.
Drawing is not just a hobby, it's part of my work too. Do you have any idea what you've done?
You keep saying that it's for work, but no one believes you.
But why? Why won't you just accept what I say? Anyway, there's no time for that now. Please, you need to get my computer out of the rain before it's too late.
Do you think I'm going to listen to a little parasite like you? If you want to save your computer, you have to come get it yourself. That's the only way.
The only reason I'm asking you is because I can't get it myself. That computer has the project that I'm working on right now. I need it. It's very, very important. I haven't been paid for that project yet. Please save my computer. It's the only thing I'll ever ask of you.
Oops, my phone is running out of batteries. I don't think I got your last message. I have to go now. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Bye.
Wait, please don't go yet. Faye, nothing else matters. Please get my computer out of the rain.
The new house is so great. It's so big and free of parasites. It feels like I can finally breathe.
That's good for you.
Oh, that's a new response.
Does it even matter anymore?
You're right, it doesn't. Do you want to live with us? Well, you can't, so don't even dream about it. I just clean the place. I don't want it to be infested again.
I don't ever want to live with you again. I'm glad to be rid of you.
How dare you talk to your elders like that? Even though I don't like it, I'm still your mother-in-law. You need to learn to show some respect.
I don't think I need to respect the person that keeps calling me a pest and treats me horribly.
You're just disrespectful. I see that no one has ever taught you manners. Well, I've had enough of you. I'm cutting you off. You're useless and good for nothing.
That's more than fine with me. When will that begin?
Look at you, acting tough. Don't you know what this means?
Of course I do, and I can't wait. This is the best news I've heard in years.
Are you being serious? If I go through with this, you'll never see or talk to me again. I'm never going to help you no matter how hard you beg.
Yep, I'm 100% completely fine with that. Actually, I think hell will need to freeze over first before I ask you for help. I'm surprised that you've even offered it.
If you beg for forgiveness right now, I'll let this slide. You'll also need to get a job, a real job that I approve of.
I have no reason to ask you for forgiveness. I didn't do anything wrong. I already have a job, and I don't need you to approve what I do, so I'm going to give that a hard pass.
Fine, have it your way, but I'm not even going to give you a single cent.
You've never given me money for anything, so I'm pretty sure I won't need your money in the future either. Besides, I have enough money, more than I need actually.
Oh, how you lie. You're probably just living off your savings right now. You'll come begging when that dries up.
I have used a lot of money for work, but I haven't even touched my savings yet. The last time I checked, I have a net worth of about $3 million.
$3 million? Dollars? How on earth did you get that much money? Did you win the lottery or something? Did someone die? Why didn't you mention winning the lottery? You shouldn't keep that kind of information to yourself.
No, I didn't win the lottery. I don't even play. I've never bought a ticket in my life.
You said you have $3 million. How else could you get that much?
There are other ways to earn money than the lottery.
Quit beating around the bush. How did you get that money? Wait, I think I know. You embezzled it from your old company. You probably didn't quit like you said you did. You were fired because they caught you.
What? You're delusional.
It finally makes sense. That's why you left so suddenly.
I didn't embezzle money from my company. We parted on very good terms.
You can pretend all you want. I've uncovered the truth. My son married a criminal. How shameful.
Could you please listen to me for once? I didn't do anything wrong. It took me years, but I saved that money.
There is no way a woman in her 30s can save up $3 million. You're nothing but a liar.
If you would give me a chance, I can explain how I saved up so much.
I can't trust anything that you say. You're a criminal. You can't convince me otherwise. You better hand over your savings as an apology to me. I'm going to need it when they charge me for being an accessory to your crimes. Oh my God, I had a criminal living under my roof. Now, you owe me that money.
You're being ridiculous, Faye. I'm a designer. I earned that money by working. I've worked on contracts from different countries around the world. I've worked with famous and popular brands as well.
Now, who's being ridiculous? There's no way that's true.
I've worked for Charles Salon and Kathleen Brighton. I've seen you use Kathleen Brighton's tote bags. I designed them.
What? You designed them?
I have. Obviously not everything, but I worked with her and her team for a few seasons. That's why I kept getting several packages from her that year. They were all samples of the designs I did for her.
Those were samples? I thought you were shopping with Mark's credit card.
No, I told you they were for work. Of course, at first, it was just a little side project since I was still with my old firm. A friend of mine from design school introduced me to Kathleen. She really liked my stuff and asked me to do a few more. That gave me confidence, and it was then that I realized that I could make it on my own.
She liked your work that much that she kept asking you to come back?
Yes, she did. And with each season, she gave me more and more money. The contracts kept getting bigger. That's how I was able to save up so much. That plus some careful investing.
So, you were really working all this time? Those scribbles of yours had value?
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. You never listened. You refused to hear what I said.
My very own daughter-in-law helps design bags that are sold all over the world.
I tried to tell you that before. I told you that my designs are well known.
I thought you were just joking. I thought you were just trying to get me off your back. This changes everything. You need to come back and live with me again. Do you think you can talk to your friend Kathleen and get me a discount? Oh, or even a free bag. Tell her I think the new collection is looking great, and the clutch would look great in my hands.
You've certainly started to sing a very different tune. You were talking about cutting me off not even 10 minutes ago.
Oh, never mind that. That's all in the past now. I think it'll be easier if we live together. This new house is really something. Why don't you come give it a look?
No, I'm good.
I see. Well, in that case, why don't Lisa and I move back into the old house with you? Half my stuff is still in boxes anyway, so it'll be nice and easy to move again.
Don't bother. That house is gone.
What do you mean?
I mean, the house is gone. After you two moved out, Mark told me that I could do whatever I wanted with that house.
And so what? You demolished it?
That's right.
You had no right. That's our family house.
When Mark took over the payments for it, the deed got changed to his name, so technically, it was his house to do with as he pleased.
But I put years in that house. I made it into a home. I raised my children there.
And now it's gone. Not a trace of it left.
But why? Why not just sell it like a normal person?
The house was so old, we couldn't get much money for it, so Mark and I decided that it would be better if we just demolished it.
Still, you didn't have to demolish it.
Plus, he thought you might stop threatening to kick me out of the house if it didn't exist anymore.
But I'm his mother. How could you do that to me?
Yep, you are his mom, and I'm very sure he's very grateful to you for everything you've done for him, but you took things too far. You called me a termite and a pest and constantly berated me about my work. You threw my stuff out the window and almost cost me a project. How could you treat another person like that, let alone your daughter-in-law? Mark kept apologizing to me about your behavior.
Why would he apologize for my behavior? He should be on my side.
He tried to stay neutral as long as he could. He even made excuses for you at first, but then he got tired of defending you. You're the one who turned him against you.
This isn't going anywhere. What about the house? Are you going to build a new one? If you do that, we can put everything behind us and live together as one big happy family again.
No, we're not going to do that. Even if we were planning on building a new house, I don't ever want to live with you again.
Why not?
Just think about it. Why would I want to live with someone that hurls insults at me all day long? Or a person that threw my things out the window? If you were in my shoes, would you want to live with a person that does that to you?
Well, that wasn't my fault.
Oh? Then tell me, whose fault was it? Did a gremlin tell you to do that to me?
No, it's your fault that you weren't a good daughter-in-law. You should have treated me better and listened to everything I said. You didn't show me enough respect.
You keep throwing the word respect around. Do you even know what it means?
I do. To respect someone is to admire them and do as they say.
Okay, but have you done anything that I can admire? You raised a good son, and he is a great husband to me. That I can respect you for.
See, you answered your own question, and yet you've never shown me any respect.
I wasn't finished. That I can respect you for, but nothing else. Overall, you've been a net negative on my life. You threw away documents that were important for my work. You broke into my room. Is that behavior worthy to be admired and revered? Unless you think that's how you show someone respect, should I break into your room and destroy your property as well? Would you like me to do that?
I would like to see you try. You don't even know where I live.
Of course I do. Your house is at the corner of Cedar Road and Bay Avenue, the one with the green roof.
What? How do you know that?
I saw the rental agreement.
You went through my papers? How dare you go through my things?
I didn't go through your papers. You left the contract on the coffee table in the living room. It was left in plain sight, almost like you wanted me to see it.
Well, I certainly didn't want you to see it.
Well, that's your fault. Anyway, I'm on my way over there.
No, you can't come here. All my prized possessions are here. I won't let you near any of it. You have another thing coming if you think I'll let you near my records. I should have said that.
Oh, you're a fan of Elvis, are you?
Of course I am. Who isn't? He's the king, for crying out loud.
Good to know. If I want to throw something of yours away, I should go after those records.
No, you can't. I bought them when I was a teen. Please, I won't do anything to you anymore. Please don't come here.
What should I do?
I'll do anything to protect my Elvis collection.
Fine. Then you have to promise me two things. If you break either promise, I'm going to go after your collection.
Fine. What are they?
Number 1, you need to pay me for the computer you damaged and the lost wages because of it. The total cost is $30,000.
30,000? That's too many zeros. There's got to be a mistake. Don't you mean 3,000?
No, I mean 30. I'll send you an invoice that breaks everything down later. I lost a lot thanks to you, and you're going to pay me back every penny of it.
But I don't have that kind of money.
I don't care if you do or not. You're going to find a way to pay me back. That's only number 1. Number 2 is a signed statement that you will never come near me or Mark again. That includes contact of any kind.
What? I can't talk to Mark ever again?
Yes, that is what Mark and I want.
Wait a second. Mark is my only son. You can't keep him away from me. I'm his mother. It's cruel to keep a child away from his parent.
If you behave yourself, we might be able to put up with you for the holidays. But we don't want to interact with you outside of those days.
That's not fair.
Well, life isn't fair. What are you going to do? Are you going to accept those terms or not? You don't have to accept them, but that would put your collection in danger. It's up to you.
Fine, I get it. I accept your terms. I'll pay that money, and I won't talk to you or Mark again. Just please don't do anything to my Elvis collection.
I'm glad that we were able to agree to something. I'll finally be able to live my life peacefully and have a better environment for my child.
Child? What child? Are you saying you're pregnant, Shelley?
Now that you've agreed, I'm going to block your number and your account on all platforms. Goodbye.
Wait, you didn't answer my question. Are you pregnant now? Did you have the baby already? Is it a boy or a girl? I have a grandchild. Shelley? Don't leave me hanging. Answer me.
I was pregnant at the time, just like Faye thought. I found out a week before I had my last talk with her, and I wasn't feeling well and went to the doctor's. The doctor told me that I was about 2 months pregnant, which of course matched up with when I visited my husband in Belgium. I wasn't planning on telling Faye, but I accidentally let it slip out. But Mark and I had already firmly decided to block Faye and cut off all unnecessary contact with her. We don't plan to tell her anything else about the baby. A lawyer is working on my behalf to get my money from her. My sister-in-law was silent during this entire ordeal. I still don't know what she thinks about everything or how much she was involved, but I stopped thinking about her. I finally feel free, and I can finally live my life in peace. I can look after myself without having to worry about my crazy mother-in-law. I'm still going to work as much as I can before the baby comes, but I am excited for the future. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.